Good evening, YouTube. Here is the next knife in my grandfather's collection. This is a Voos, apparently a Voos arrow because of the insignia. And it is a Voos arrow. So these guys were in business, it looks like from 1919 until 1981. They were in New Haven, Connecticut, and the company that used them was the New Haven Hardware Specialty Company in New Haven, Connecticut. This guy looks like this knife itself was made, people aren't really sure. I've seen actually a lot of these on the internet, and this exact knife on the internet, but nobody's quite sure when they were made. People think these steel liners mean it was early, so it looks like it could be anywhere from the 1930s to the 1950s. But yeah, I gotta admit, I really like this knife. It is just solid as heck, and it's really nice. It's just sort of held up nicely, and I don't think this is stainless steel, but no pitting, or it doesn't look like it's aged very much at all. And real nice snap, good walk and talk, it's a jackknife, this spear point main blade, and then a pen blade. Both blades are in really awesome shape. And yeah, real solid. I don't know the handle. I think this is Stag. Looks like there's masking tape on here. So I feel like I need to start saying this. I'm getting more followers and everything. So I think I'm gonna begin these videos with a little disclaimer. I am not, absolutely not, any kind of knife collector. I inherited, in case you haven't watched the channel before, I inherited 3 tubs of pocket knives that belonged to my grandfather, and that's the extent of my pocket knife knowledge. Anything else is what I've learned from this channel, from comments on this channel, and just from general Googling and finding out what other people have found out. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. I am absolutely not a knife expert. I'm just some dude in his garage that inherited a bunch of pocket knives. That's the first thing. The other thing is so far I'm selling most, if not all, of these knives because I estimate about 1,000 of them, and I'm just I don't have time to take care of them, so I'm not, this isn't my collection or anything like that. So I started this channel for a couple of reasons. Boy, that's nice. One is, before I sold, I feel sort of, it's kind of a bummer. These came from my grandfather, and then I'm just selling them, but I didn't want to just get rid of them. I wanted to have a record that I had them, and it felt just kind of weird that I had all these pocket knives, and I wanted to show them off, kind of honor them, to to say that they were here, and to say that my grandfather owned them. I also kind of secondarily wanted my father to watch these videos, because he had them in his possession for a while and didn't do a whole lot. I kind of had hoped that he would watch them, because he got sick, but he ended up passing away before I could even start this. So so that's a bummer. And the reason I call this channel Pocket Knife Therapy is I also just kind of started it as a way of, I don't know, dealing with a lot of this emotional stuff that I have with my family and everything. But with that said, it's not a channel. This isn't a channel about an expert knife person talking about all things knives. These are just what was in my grandfather's collection before I passed them on to the next person. And that also leads me to another thing that I've noticed. A couple people have wanted to be helpful and suggested I use Flitz metal polish on these guys. And I really appreciate that advice, but I'm not going to do that. And the reason for that is that I'm, like I said, this isn't a knife expert. It's not a knife restoration channel. It's not a knife expert channel. I am simply putting oil on these things just to take care of them while they're in my possession. So, I kind of try to stop any kind of rust and corrosion. And along the way, if I can take off some of the glue and old age and stuff like that, all the better. But I'm not trying to restore these things. I'm leaving it for the next person that comes into possession to enjoy, restoration and all that. They can do that, and I don't want to inadvertently screw anything up either. So thank you. I appreciate the suggestion and things like that. But at least for these ones, I'm not going to keep them, and I'll let somebody else either deal with it or enjoy fixing them up. But that's it for me on this one. Oh boy, I think people have asked me everyday carries. Do I use them? I don't have a lot of call for using these guys. I work from home. I live in the suburbs, so using a knife like this to open up an Amazon package just seems like overkill to me. So, but if I did, this would be a good candidate. I really like this knife. No gaps. I don't know. Not being a knife expert, I never know what the handles are. This maybe I want to say stag, but when I say stag, I guess that means antler. Don't know if this could be bone. It could be antler. But yeah, no gaps in there. Well, a little bit of gapping right there. But what are you gonna do for a 80, 90-year-old knife? Real straight. Yeah, I like all these knives, but some are just kind of hit me a little bit better than others. And this one is real. I really like this one. It's not a real well-known name brand. I don't know if it's collectible, but boy, it's really held up real nice. Yeah, not real fancy, just a real basic, well-made knife. Pretty cool. Voos, USA, out of New Haven, Connecticut. Awesome. All right, that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.